Hello everyone. Welcome. Here I am on my day two of what is slowly turning out to be 30 days of question and answers. So I'm just going to give it a minute or so as people are jumping on. So if I'm looking this way, then this is my device for Instagram. So welcome our Instagram family. And if I'm looking this way, it's I'm actually testing out something today, something new today, where I'm streaming live on YouTube. So in case you didn't know, I do have a YouTube channel, and I post quite regularly on YouTube, at least once a week. And then if I'm looking in this direction, so those of you on Facebook, I'm looking at you in this direction. So wherever you are, whichever medium you're logging in from, great to have you here. Someone's saying hello from France. Thank you. Thank you for watching the videos. I can see Anna jumping in on Facebook. YouTube doesn't really show me something yet. So tell me your name. Tell me which part of the world you're logging in from. And miss my lives. Thank you. Yeah. So actually, if you didn't know, on Facebook, I used to actually do some years ago every day. Hey, Daniel, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Long time, brother. Good to see you here. In case you didn't know, some years ago, I used to actually do lives every day, and I used to actually just carry my device, and I just had inspiration, and I'll just turn on the live and just start talking. And it was only on Facebook, whereas today I'm testing out Facebook, Instagram, and today's YouTube as well. Maybe if I have another device where I can run it to TikTok as well, then I just do one live. But anyway, it's all good. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for the questions that you guys sent in yesterday. I hope you enjoyed the answer to the question yesterday. If you missed it, you can still catch the replays on Instagram and Facebook. So I'm looking in the directions. And if you're on YouTube, then today's first day I'm actually broadcasting live, first time live on YouTube. And the question I got for today, which is day two of which is quickly turning out to be 30 days of answering questions. Red, good to see you here from Ireland. Great to have you here. We got Daniel from who's living in Australia. Anna, I think you're in London, if I'm not mistaken. So do tell me your name, which part of the world you're logging in from, and I'll give you a shout out. And do send in your questions as well every day, because actually the more questions I get, the more I'm going to actually be jumping on and doing some lives over the next few days. And probably just last for like 10 minutes or so, maybe around that kind, maybe a little bit longer if I need to. But we'll just jump on around about this time, probably between 9 and 11 UK time, PM, which I think might work for, seems like most time zones, and get the questions answered. So Anna from Inverness, Scotland. Okay, cool. So today's question, which was actually asked yesterday, was around panic attacks. And I think the person was asking around panic attacks and anxiety. And I just added the section about breathing, just in case, people jump on my back, asking me who the hell I am to be sharing about this topic. So I'm going to be sharing about it from the perspective of the mind as an inner work, and also breathing. Trying to stop scanning the body for symptoms. Etc. I'm not sure if you're referring to panic attacks. So the question was around panic attacks, and I think the person was asking, like, what do I do, right? Or what's the answer to it? And what I found is, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychotherapist, I'm not a psychologist, and I'm not trying to be any of those. I'm not a medical professional. So just, caveat here, I'm not trying to, give you medical advice. That's not what I'm doing, but I'll teach it from the perspective of the mind as an inner work. And also, Dee, thank you for your kind words. I'll teach from the perspective of mind and inner work, and also yoga and breathing. So from the level of body and breath. And one of the things I've discovered is the emotions that we generally experience have a physical component to them. And so the physicality of, emotions generally show in breath patterns, and it also shows up in, you could say tension in the body and how we hold tension or how we relax in our body, or the body posture, you could say. So we are always doing emotion in our body in the form of body posture and breath patterns as well. And if you look at, things like panic attacks or anxiety or sadness or anger or depression or any kind of emotion, generally there is a body posture that we go into, and then a certain kind of breathing pattern that we tend to do. And the reason I was doing that is because generally, when we're having kind of anxiety or anxiety attack, as they call it, or panic attacks, generally it's a certain kind of breath, and it's normally kind of like short, sharp breaths, which then result, in a kind of a build up and a physical reaction in the body, which we then call as, panic attacks or anxiety attacks or things like that. So, from my work with people, there's literally thousands of people across the globe, online, in person, I found that changing the breathing pattern, has a direct and generally instant impact on the emotion that we're feeling, including panic or panic attack, which is kind of like an extreme version of it. So you might not be thinking at the moment when you're getting a panic attack, like, oh, let me just change my breathing. So, what generally seems to be useful is if you're practicing deep breathing all the time, then it can kind of become easier and as a habit. Manuela from Portugal, welcome. Thank you for saying hello. I see June here. Once I had a panic attack, I forgot how to breathe. Yeah. So when we're in the moment, we're kind of consumed by it because we're going into our conditioned pattern of how we respond to it. So the mind says something, mind goes, oh, I think I'm about to have a panic attack. The body goes, panic attack. I know that. That's this kind of tension here and that tension then, this body posture, and the breath goes, I know what kind of breath, pattern is panicked breathing. So I can't be relaxed breathing. And, it's difficult, it's impossible to actually have a panic attack if you interrupt the short, sharp breathing and replace it with deep breathing. Now, deep breathing is not just something that you do when you think you're about to have a panic attack. It's something that you want to practice all the time, which is actually why, when we look at movement practice like yoga, for example, which is something that I teach, and I'm not saying yoga is the only place you can do it, but I'll just talk to what I know, or what I specialize in. The yoga practice, practicing deep breathing cultivates this habit and kind of conditions and ingrains for us to generally, if not all the time, or most of the time, being like doing deep breathing. So when you're doing deep breaths, like, as I'm talking right now, you could be doing some deep breathing. You'll find that it starts to shift your emotion, starts to shift your mood. And just by doing that, you can start to shift your emotion. And what you can do is actually kind of short circuit the circuitry, the wiring of, having panic or panic attack, or anxiety attack, or even depression or any kind of other emotion. You can always switch from one to the other just by influencing the breath pattern. So I just wanted to share that because someone asked a question yesterday. Thank you to whoever asked the question yesterday. So if you're on Facebook, you can leave me a comment. Tell me, say your name and where you're logging in from. You can leave me questions for tomorrow or the next few days. And if you're on Instagram, you can leave it here in the comments. If you're on YouTube, you can leave it in the comments on YouTube, wherever you are. I also do it on my story on Instagram. I haven't worked out a way to do it on all the other plethora of platforms. But I'm really grateful that I get to connect with you guys across all these different platforms, because I know some people prefer one to the other. So that's my little live and check-in and teaching today. Hopefully that was useful. Tell me in the comments if that was useful. I think you can give me like a thumbs up or a little comment in the chat. Let me know if that was useful, if you can actually apply that to your life, and then also leave me a comment or a question for tomorrow. And as long as there's questions coming in every day, I'll jump on and do a live around about this time, probably like between 9 and 11 ish, UK time. It's kind of almost midnight now. But thought I'd just jump on and check in with you guys. So that's it from me. Hope it's helpful. Send you guys lots of love. Someone's saying he's speaking about experience from, for example, you had a panic and anxiety attack. I personally haven't, but I've helped a lot of people on the verge of just having one, helping them shift their breathing pattern and break, the pattern of panic attack. And then they had their last one then. That was it. That was the last time they had it. So it's happened, quite a few times. So thank you very much. I can see June saying thank you. I can see Vida saying thank you. Anna, it's a great reminder about attention back to breath. Awesome. Dee, thank you and good night. Cool. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Sending you lots of love. Sleep well if you're in the UK or kind of European time zone. If you're in US time zone, then you guys still have a few hours before you get to bedtime. If you're on the other side of the world, like Australia, then have a great day, because I guess your day is just starting. Lots of love. Take care, and I'll see you soon. See you tomorrow in my next session.